What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Garage, where we're back at it with the third gen Camaro. We've got a special guest today, my pizza in the mouth daughter, Kaylin. We are going to be trying to hammer this thing out and getting it back on the road. Plan is get the transmission back in, drive shaft, and fire her up and take her for a spin. We made a little list. What we got to do: transmission in. We got the 12 shaft bolts taken care of already. Ordered some transmission mounts. We got fluid coming. We're gonna install the TV. Can't forget to set the TV cable because it's a 700 R4. Very important. We're gonna install the drive shaft in and get on it. So I'm not gonna waste time talking. We're gonna dive right into it and get this puppy going. Made some progress. Transmission's in. We're waiting on a few parts for the cross member. Figured while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and tackle out this U-joint in this drive shaft that's bad. Now GM, I'm sure more than GM does it, but GM puts these little, I don't know, polyurethane or plastic, rubber, whatever kind of plugs in here. And you pretty much just got to heat them up till the stuff oozes out like it's, I don't know, some nasty infection. So that's what we're going to do. One side down, 3 more to go. This side's not working for me very well here. Might have been attached for a while. finally got it apart. So what happens here is this has been in here so long and there's so much rust around here. It's really hard to get it hot enough with just a regular torch. I should have pulled the big set out. It would have made my life a lot easier. But I didn't, so it is what it is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to heat this up, get the rest of this out of here on both sides, clean this all up, get it all prepped, and we'll get the new U-joint in. Alright, so the old one's been removed. I've got this front one prepped, ready to go back in. What I did was I brought my U-joint into the middle here, got it centered, got both of these kind of started in. So where I can move it around, it's still good. We're not caught on any needle bearings, but I can go ahead and press those in. I could use the press, but I'm just going to go ahead and use a C-clamp. And I don't really know what that is they put in these from the factory, which that's all factory, so it tells you how many miles this thing really has. I don't think this thing's broke 100,000. Use the technical difficulties. What I was trying to say was, if anybody knows what that material they use to seal those, I'd really be interested. So if you know, drop some info in the comments. Enlighten us. Well, I got pretty close to the end and it's getting pretty snug now. May go ahead and pop it in the press real quick just to make my life easier. But U-joint's on, so this drive shaft will be ready to go in. So once we get that in, well, actually we won't be putting that in yet. So I'll show you where we're at. Engine supported now, or the transmission supported with the jack right now. I got the TV cable brought up. That still needs to be set. So we're propped with a jack right now. I'm waiting on bushings for the cross member. I have a brand new mount in. Got to do the torque arm still. I have the speed sensor in. I got to find the retainer clip for that speed sensor. So that's what's on next. Oh, and I left my light on down here. So we're making progress. Torque converter bolts got to go in. That's probably actually what needs to happen next. It's probably what I'll hammer out. So, well, let's keep plugging along. Before somebody pops me in the comments saying my U-joint's gonna fall off, I did forget to mention you got to put the inner clips on after. Before somebody pops me in the comments saying my U-joint's gonna fall off, I did forget to mention you got to put the inner clips on after. When that urethane or whatever is in them things is gone, nothing there left to hold it. Inside retainers on these. So don't forget those, but my drive shaft's not going to fall out. If it will be, it won't be because of this. It'll be because I did something stupid to make it fall out. So, all right, we're going to keep moving. All right. I know under the car sucks. And ignore this mess. I swear steering is next on the list. But so the position I'm going to be in for getting these flywheel bolts, I'm going to start down here where I can see both sides close to me. I got my ratchet on so that I can make a turn here and I can check here to see if we're in place. So I just want to share that, or where I'm at with, doing that. It's a pain to do this by yourself. It's inconvenient. It's not really hard. It's just inconvenient. So I'm going to keep plugging along with that. Ooh, power steering leak. Huh. Oh yeah, that's right. I have a hose for that. Yep, I have a hose for that. All right, let me keep plugging along. Amongst everything else going on as we go through, trying to get this thing supported back up. 2 cross member bolts had the first thread rotted out. I got to go grab a tap for that because it's metric. I don't have it. It's M12. We'll take a peek at that when that when I get my hands on that. But in the meantime, cross member bushings. These things are a little gone. They're a little they're garbage. So I'm just get rid of that. We don't need that. So I got the cross member here. Now, number one thing to remember with these, leave the grease to protect the good paint under. You don't want it to start rusting out. So just leave all the grease there and you don't got to worry about it. Then it's good. So what I've done, I got the bolts ran up through. I got the wrong bushing sitting here. This sleeve comes in and out. Set that there. You got a flat one. Woo! Oh, man. All right, so you got a flat one that goes on the bottom. And then this is this way, so this goes this way. And then you have a rib on that sets in there. Same with this one. Make sure it tucks down in that hole. And it's a lot easier with two hands. There we go. All right, so once that's in, set the plate on. Get that started so it stays together. And then we'll put a wrench on here, and snug her down. And then boom, we have new crossmember mounts. Now they did, this is a early, I believe it's the early, yeah. So I think 82 to 87 had this two-piece mount, and I think in 88 to 92, I think it went to a one-piece. But I got 85, so this is what I got. Then once we bolt it back up, the singular trans mount sits here. Tighten up the nut from the bottom, snug it up, and boom, transmission secure, no more problems. So I got it, like I said, I got to get the tap. Got to get the tap, so that'll be next on the list. Once I go out, I'm going to keep plugging along now. Still got starter to do. Let's walk over here. Let's take a peek. So TV cable's up, it's hooked up. That'll have to be set once the transmission's all in place. I'll come back and worry about that. Oh, this engine bay needs a wash. It's filthy. Starter needs to go back on. That's probably what I'll do next, is I'll get the starter on. That's probably about it until we need that cross member. Huh. I think that's it. I think starter, then we need the cross member because we got to do drive shaft, torque arm mount, the torque arm bar. I think that's it. And then, yeah, that's it. Torque arm mount. We put the distributor cap back on and put a battery in. We should be ready to fire up. Fluid, obviously, of course, and do it the proper way. Fill it up till it pukes out. So let me get that plugged along, and we'll get back to it. So I'm a big old dummy. Here's the two holes that are kind of routed out in the first thread. Once you get in there, you can see the threads are a little bit better. But these are actually half 13, so I didn't even need to go to the store. I just didn't look hard enough at my anything. I didn't pay attention. So I'm going to get these tapped out so I can get this cross member back up. And we should be good to go from there. Be able to keep plugging along. All right, let's see if we can get this done. All right, so I got the tap started in. It's just a matter of running it through. Should probably actually spray it a little bit. Oh, maybe. Yeah, let's spray it so it drips all over me. That sounds good. It's hard to get a good judge on what's straight here because the way the subframe, or the way it sits, actually might be a little crooked, but I think we're gonna be okay. Hope so, because if we're not okay, then I gotta get creative. I don't know, weld a stud in there or something. I don't know. Actually, it looks like my tip did go a little crooked. Started straight. That's all right. All right, good news, bad news. Good news is we've made some pretty decent progress. Transmission's in, cross members up, new bushings are installed, starter's back installed. I don't think I had that starter shimmed before, but I'm looking at it. I think it needs to be. I never had any issues, but I think I need to shim it just to be safe. I'll see once I actually engage the Bendix and do all that. But anyways, now the bad. In the process of trying to hook up the transmission lines, one of them was a little frail and broke. So the fittings kind of rusted into the transmission. I don't want to pull the transmission down. It's really tight. I just sprayed it. It's going on 9 o'clock, so I'm going to wrap it up for the night. I just sprayed it down. I'm going to let it soak overnight. Not that I have too much faith in that. But it's a little tight to be trying to put heat in there. So I just sprayed it down to let it soak while I think about it. Not quite sure yet, but something's going to happen. We're going to get it done. I'm not pulling the transmission out. That thing's coming out. Or coming out, and we're getting a new line in. I don't know. On that note, I'm going to call it night. Get back to it tomorrow, and actually tomorrow, not tomorrow. Thursday. Get back to it in 2 days. Get back to it in 2 days, and we should be test driving. I would hope. Yeah. That's the goal. So, we'll see you soon. Soon, I guess. All right, so this was the line that was in question here that was stuck. Let it soak since the other day when we were out here, and I just got it to broke free. Got it to break free. We're gonna remove that out and get a plan together. I don't know if I'm just gonna run some rubber hose all the way down or replace that fitting. I don't know yet. I'm gonna figure it out. So bear with me. We'll get it out and we'll get out up and see what we got. All right, so it's a new day. 2 new days. I don't know. It's a new day. Went and picked up a little adapter piece. We're gonna rubber hose that broken transmission cooler line. we'll get under there. I'll show you where we're at with that. Do this. Drive shaft's going in today. Torque arm's going on today. We're gonna fill up the fluid and start her up. So bear with me. We'll make it through this. And so under the car videos suck, but that's where we're at. So I started getting things prepped to get the drive shaft put in here, and I realized I'm realizing I losing my mind now. Oh, losing my change too. All right, hold that thought. All right, take two. I got everything now. So as I was getting ready to get everything prepped to get the drive shaft in, I realized I still never found the Speedo gear. I'm having a brain fart, but the housing holder, I have no idea what I did with it when I rebuilt this transmission. I'm gonna have to get one. So what I did for now was I modified up something I had to work as a retainer in the meantime. So I'll show you what I'm gonna do here. All right. I'm not gonna be able to install this with one hand, but what I'm gonna do is, so the retainer is a horseshoe, like a U that bolts in here and comes down and presses on this tab on both sides. I'm sure there's a really good reason why it does it on both sides, but that's not what I got going on right now. So what I'm doing is I got this, it's gonna bolt in here, and it's gonna bring the pressure down right through here and hold it right at the center. So hopefully that holds it from popping out. I don't think it's gonna be an issue, but we'll find out if I blow a bunch of transmission fluid out. So again, I can't do this with one hand, so I'm gonna see if I can set you guys down to watch. And if you can't, then I'm sorry, it just is what it is. Let's see. I don't know what you guys can see and what you can't see, but I think under the car work is my least, I won't say my least favorite, but it's definitely the hardest to get a good recording on. Come on. I got fat hands and I'm struggling getting this bolt started. All right, there we go. Should have a wrench for this. Ratchet. Oh, tools everywhere, but not the one I need. Well, that was a nightmare. All for one 10 millimeter, go figure. We're going to go about this the lazy way today. All right, I'm going to make sure, actually, we are not centered. All right. All right, now that that's all bolted up, I'll get everything ready for the torque arm. We'll get the torque arm up. I'm gonna have to change this seal here soon. That's not this video though. Probably actually. All right, I'll figure it out. I'm gonna do that for the next video. All right, let me get everything for the torque arm ready and we'll come back. So I may have jumped ahead a little bit, mostly because I didn't have my camera and I got in the zone, so I just kept plugging along. We're about ready to throw some transmission fluid in it and start her up, but I'm gonna show you what I did as a temporary patch. So I dropped the transmission back down so I get these trans lines hooked up. This one broke, got it out obviously. I went and got a piece of 5/16 line for now and a rubber hose. I gotta decide. I might run some Durrell high pressure hydraulic hose as a temporary, or I'm sorry, as the replacement with some AM fittings. I'm not 100% sure yet, but this will hold for now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the phones. Get the trans back up, bolted in. We'll get some fluid in it and start her up. See what happens. See if we got gears. Well, after a bunch of screwing around, getting my butt kicked by a transmission dipstick. Pretty sure this isn't the dipstick from this car, but that's beside the point. I got a battery. These. So I got a battery, ready to pour some pour some trans fluid in, and fire this thing up, see what happens. So dipstick's ready to be filled, so I see no reason not to do it. Fill this thing up. Hopefully the transmission holds up. Never did it before and I had to rush through it, so I give it about 40% chance of succeeding, which is optimistic. It's probably 20%. Hopefully the thing can at least move, because I gotta get this thing rolled out for the weekend. I got a couple other cars I gotta squeeze in here. Let's find out. Top this off and run it. Grab a paper towel. I've never had a car with a paint job I was actually worried about before. Not that I'm super worried about this one, but I haven't even driven it yet. I'd like to wait till after I've driven it a bit for it to be jacked up. It's not a great sign, but okay, that's what it is. Oh, it's got clean transmission fluid. It's got to be good. Truth. Ignore my mess. A lot of work going on in here, too. I haven't relocated the fuel pump yet. We're not getting any pressure. I'm gonna end up burning up that fuel pump before. All right, so I'm pretty sure we got it all primed out now. Let's see what happens. Come on, baby. Not bad, considering she's been sitting all winter. Oh, she running a little rich. Whew. All right, crack that garage door open. I'll be swapping out this carb soon, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. All right, let's see if we got gears. Out. Well, we had something. We had something and we lost it. So I'm gonna hope we get lucky. Let's see, no leaks. I'm gonna try and throw some more transmission fluid in and see what happens. I think we're still probably about a quart low. Oh, let's check it out. All right, probably put, I don't know, another 1.5 quarts in or so. See what happens this time. We seem to have some gear. I don't know if it's all of it, and I don't really want to push it without setting the TV cable the best I can. I got to play with it a little bit. I don't like the way it's getting hung up, and I don't want to burn up another transmission. So that's gonna, hang on. All right, I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna button up here. Tomorrow we'll get it down and put the plate on and pull it out, see what happens. That should be enough to wrap up this. All right, we got this thing down off the jack stands. We have a kind of a preset on the TV cable. I'm not loving it, but we are actually not going to drive it tonight. What we're going to do right now is just going to start it up and see if we can get it to move under its own power to get out of the garage. We're going to park it right outside the garage for right now so we can get the shop cleaned up. It is a mess in here. I got another customer's car coming tomorrow, so gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So let's see if this thing fires back up, and if it moves, let's do this. The timing may or may not be a little advanced, but that's not what we're here for. And I'm pretty sure my battery's about to die, so let's see if this thing moves. All right, that's reverse. And we have reverse. That's a good sign. Just for the hell of it, let's see if we go forward. And we go forward. It's not jerking into gear or nothing. I might have done something right. I don't know. I can't see a thing behind me, but it goes back into park. Oh, we got a little mess. We have successfully moved it out of the shop. First gear felt good, reverse felt good. That means nothing for anything else, considering third and fourth are what we lost last time, burnt out the clutches. I'm gonna take this as a small win though. Yeah, take that as a small win. And I think on that note, we're gonna end this video. So yeah, we'll be back at it again tomorrow, I'm sure, on something else. But I'm sure I did a lot of stuff wrong, and feel free to leave a comment about it if I did. Help me not be stupid, I guess. I don't know. But on that note, this has been Garage. Thanks for checking out the video, and we'll see you next time. So have fun hot rodding.